I feel like a flaming marshmallow dripping with marshmallow goo, and I look like a hot tamale. Why am I thinking of hot things? Whew! Sorry you had to see that. Whether I like it or not, summer is here in Arizona, and that means I am heat training. While this might sound like a bad thing, it's really a blessing in disguise. Heat training isn't just for those who will be racing in above 75-degree weather. If you train twice a week in the heat, it can actually help you become a faster and a more efficient runner. You start sweating at a lower core temperature, increase plasma volume, can decrease the heart rate, increase oxygen consumption, and improve exercise economy. This certainly is not an excuse to go out and give yourself heat exhaustion or heat stroke. If your skin feels cold, clammy, you're starting to feel nauseous or dizzy or disoriented, stop a minute, take a break, call your friend, come pick you up. All these signs point to heat exhaustion, and that is not going to help your fitness. You're not utilizing heat training properly. Now, with that in mind, let's get back to watching me suffer in the Arizona heat. Y'all, I'm having to walk the downhills right now. This trail is one of the easier trails to run, and usually I run it in the morning or the late evening, and usually I can run this trail all the way through, no hiccups, no walking. Today I've had to walk 3 times and break, like sit down break. I don't know if it's just the day, but I'm pretty sure I can contribute most of the suffering I'm feeling today to heat. It is so warm. All this to say that if you are training in the heat, show yourself some grace, cut yourself some slack. You don't have to scare yourself too much, but enough so that you don't overwork yourself on, say, an easy day, like today is for me. Right now, my effort is not easy, and that's just kind of what this kind of heat will do to you. Whereas if I would have been up earlier at 4, this would have been a whole different run with a different effort. Heat is humbling, but if you embrace it, you will be a much stronger runner. I think part of embracing it is embracing the slower pace as well. Embrace it! If you have to cut your run short, that's just fine too. And if you have to walk, embrace it. Embrace it. I just have to accept where I am, which is not always easy, because a lot of times I want to go out and do the same run I would have done this morning. Easy, nice, 6, just flawless, effortless. But that is not what's happened today. And so now I kind of have to rearrange my schedule. And wrong turn. Missed my turn. Now I'll just have to kind of rearrange my schedule and account for this effort level today. In all honesty, it's a great way to make a run harder and to push those boundaries. Just make sure and have enough water. That's advice I need to hear myself. After all, I am in the desert. I only packed 1 bottle of water today, which wasn't the smartest idea. Whew. Getting tired, losing my footing. We interrupt this program to bring you crucial hydration information. As temperatures rise, runners across the globe are struggling. Training in the heat takes planning, and a crucial part to that is planning your hydration. It is crucial to hydrate before, during, and after a run. You do not want to wait to start drinking. Once you fall behind, there's almost no coming back. It's a hard, long recovery. Now, a quick note on that. Be sure not to overhydrate. A good general rule is about 500 milliliters. Now, depending on the climate and how your body uses water, you can adjust. Now, water isn't the only thing you need to replace. You're also losing electrolytes. I personally like to mix in a good portion of Tailwind or Liquid IV, depending on the day, depending on the flavor, depending on the calories I need for the run. When you're doing longer runs, you're also going to need some form of energy. I take gels, you can do bars, fruit leathers, what have you. But in order to absorb those calories, you're going to need some liquids. That's all I've got. Back to you, Sweaty Viv.
Part of embracing the heat is embracing a slower pace and embracing showing your body some grace and cutting yourself a little bit of slack. I know a lot of people have beliefs like, oh, I can't run in the heat, or I hate running in the heat. And maybe you do because you're slower when you run in the heat. It sucks the life out of you. And those are all valid, but if you slow your pace down, then you can shift that mindset and say, actually, I can run in the heat. It's not as bad as most people make it out to be. For me, I say I love to run in the heat. Why am I thinking of hot things? Oh yeah, because I'm sweltering. I say it and half believe it, and the other half of me is catching up on that belief. But coming out and doing like 1 or 2 days out in the middle of the day helps me get over that mindset, and slowly and gradually, if you do it right, then you can gradually build that heat tolerance. And then one day I will be saying, I love to run in the heat, and actually mean it 100%. And for the most part, I'm like probably 75% there. Why am I thinking of hot things? I thrive when conditions are really crummy, and when everyone else doesn't want to run, that's when I thrive, because I like to say, just because I want to challenge myself and I want to be tougher than my old self, and my old self hated running in the heat. But I'm working on that, and this is how. Whew. One other thing I find super helpful is visualizing myself at Western States going through the canyon. It gives me a goal for being out in this heat. It's not like, why am I out here? I'm so dumb for choosing to do this. It's, though I didn't intend for this to be this kind of run, this run has a purpose. I may never run at Western States. I may never get to the canyon, but it's still helpful to give some context to this run. I just have a better attitude that way. All right, that's the last thing I think I'm gonna say. I'll let you get back to Not So Shaky Vivian.
Hey y'all, Not So Shaky Vivian here. I hope I was able to show you that running in the heat can be just as rewarding as it is draining. This run was done at the beginning of the summer, so I'll admit my prep and acclimatization was not quite on point. However, the first run always catches me by surprise, and then I wisen up and remember my principles. Always go out with at least 1 water bottle, no matter how far or short the distance. And 2, if I'm running anything over 6 miles, I bring 2 water bottles, 1 filled with electrolytes, the other one just plain water. If you have extra water at the end of your run, good for you. You just doubled your money and got in an arm workout as well. It's never bad to come home with extra water, especially here in the desert. Sometimes in the ultra running community, you'll find people who pride themselves on surviving the run with the least amount of food and water. I'm not here just to survive. I'm here to thrive through my training and to optimize my training. At the end of the day, nobody gets a prize for being the most dehydrated when they come back from their run. If you're trying to optimize your training, not being fully hydrated is only going to set you back and reduce the effectiveness of your training. As summer approaches, I really hope that you can embrace the heat and use it to your advantage for all the fitness it can bring. I really hope this video can impart some information and help you get through training during the summer. I am so happy to have y'all here. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, please like it and subscribe to my channel. I'll see y'all around, and happy trails.